Topics and questions, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Can you believe that Jimmy is still in plat? He could use an inspirational pep talk to motivate his push to diamond. He's 25 points away. First of all, even if you lose those games, don't overthink it. Like, people, I do this a lot, actually. I tell this to people a lot, and I try and reinforce this. People think of, like, you know, when you load up your profile, you get a corner thing, it's like, it says, season best, SB, and it's like 4,237. And they think, well, I'm a Grandmaster, and then their current rank is 3,200. I think, well, my rank is Grandmaster. But, you know, I've just gone through a bad spell. Your season best is not your rank. Your season best is nowhere near your rank. You have an MMR which does this, okay? You can actually draw your MMR like this, okay? This is what you use in statistics to draw fucking box and crosses and stuff like that. Box and T's. And this is how you demonstrate variance. And your SR lies somewhere in here. And let's say that this is 3,000, just for sake of argument. And up here could be 3,500. And down here could be 2,500. I'll messily write that. And you will bounce up and down. Usually not that huge, but sometimes you'll bounce really far down, sometimes you'll bounce really far up. You'll get kind of lucky maybe, and you'll just bounce up. Box plot, thank you. And you'll bounce all over the place. But you will generally be staying within the box, within one standard deviation, or within one, like within a certain boundary of it. Because if you draw it as a graph, it will look like this, where occasionally you will go high and occasionally you will drop lower. If you are improving, this will shift more this way. Considering if this is higher and this is lower, you will shift steadily this way. But you will still have those moments where you'll surge ahead of your rank and then you'll drop back down. And then you'll come back up and then you'll drop back down. And then you might drop further down, but then you'll come back up. And then you'll go up and down and down and up and up and down. And it's why, for example, I've been at 3.9k-ish for absolutely ages. Sometimes I drop down to 3,700. And sometimes I'll go back up into Grandmaster. Sometimes. It happens every now and then. But I bounce back and forward. And so when you think about your rank, you got to think about it in terms of the variance. Don't think of it in terms of, oh, well, I am my season best, because you're not. You're actually usually a couple of 100 points lower than that, and you will bounce back and forth. That isn't to say, then, that you will never climb, because ideally, if you are improving, this will go higher and higher and higher, and you will start pushing up. And honestly, you will see, like, this end of the graph, if I get the eraser, boop, 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 you will start seeing more and more variance like this, where you will drop lower less, but you'll start peaking up more and more and more, and then this will start sliding up, where you start averaging out higher and higher and higher, and then you'll start climbing. But yeah, actually, I don't think I've drawn this right, but whatever. You get the idea that you will just steadily climb, and your average will just go up slowly. But your peak might not even change, but your average will rise. So if you're getting there, and if you follow all the advice I give you, then you might get there faster. Tons of questions now, so let's go for it. That was my fault. Damn straight, Miranda. I think he could definitely do it. I'd just say, like, try and coordinate if you're playing with an Ana. Make sure you're getting the Nana boost and then doing work on it. Hunt down those mercies, because they will change the game. And yeah. And 920 in Jimmy's games, he uses ulti mercy on... When he ulti mercy on PTR, because he will climb the animation cancel that's working now, would he have killed mercy or no? 920. I like the fact that you got a timestamp in there. That's very nice. It makes my life easy. So what he's talking about is the PTR trick, because you can cancel. This is actually a good instance. Like, people, like, I put out the video explaining how it works. So what happens on PTR now is, like, let's say if you climb this wall, the second you jump off it, it technically cancels an animation cancel. So you can slash, climb a wall extremely quickly, turn around and slash again pretty much immediately. And you can get, like, I think in one of the clips on the video, I get 10 slashes in one Dragon Blade rather than 7. I get 3 extra just by wall climbing properly. It's difficult to do, but it would be possible. In this instance, it might have worked. You probably want to end closer to the wall. And it's extremely flashy, but that swing there would have come out earlier, and then he probably would have got the kill. Maybe. The more reliable way is just to use this initial dash to get early damage on the Mercy, and then get the Dragon Blade out, rather than dashing over her, and then giving her time to sort of think about what she's going to do next. That was sort of the big problem with that one. So technically, yes, it's a very, very difficult, like, trying against bots, it is very hard to get it to work. And sometimes what happens is you'll jump at a wall, and you will just kind of go across the wall, and you won't actually get anything better. Feels bad. Is Genji equally as buggy as Roadhog's 1.0 hook? The reason why Genji gets a lot of no regs is because of how Overwatch is coded. It shows the slash connecting before the server is confirmed that it's connected, and so that's when you get no regs. The thing that annoys me about Genji slash is you can actually get long slashes. So let's say this is Genji's sword. This is Genji here, and he's swinging his sword. The head, body, he's looking all fancy. Okay, that's Genji. Okay, this is Genji. He's a cyborg ninja. He's really fucking cool. Little pointy bit here on his head. That's Genji. He's fucking awesome. And he's slashing this way. Technically, his sword is actually reaching like this. It's kind of weird. It feels like it's longer when you're going above and below. So if you want to have the longest sword slash possible, you have to slash above them or underneath them. It's really stupid, and I wish they would fix that so that this didn't happen. So that it actually worked as a fucking like archway properly with the length of the sword. Because I think that also accommodates a lot of it, where it feels like you're hitting them, but you're actually just slightly out of range on the direct slash, and therefore you just don't hit. It's really stupid and it should be unified. Genji is a little bit buggy. It's no word of a lie. Sometimes he just glitches out. And it's annoying. The no regs are definitely the frustrating part, and anything Blizzard could do to make that happen less, they should prioritize it with him. If Jimmy spams I need healing to annoy me, should I never heal him? Unfortunately, you kind of have to live with it. I think if you ignore him, as in like go in and block him, you stop seeing the spam. I think that's how it works. So you could always do that and take that option. If he then goes into Discord and then starts saying it there, then you just ignore him on Discord as well. Honestly, Genji saying I need healing. The big issue I have with Genji saying I need healing as an Ana is the Genji has to come to me with a middle ground. Like, okay, let's say I am, again, let's use our circles and squares. Terrain in Overwatch. I am Ana. I am a triangle. If Genji is up here and the rest of my team is busy fighting down here, and he's going, I require healing, I need healing, I require heal. I'm busy shooting this way. I'm looking this way. All my attention is out this way. I don't have fucking time to look up here. Occasionally I'll have time to flick up, shoot him, and if he's fucking cartwheeling around, which Genjis often do, fuck off. I'm not going to be able to heal you. And so if he comes to me, shouldn't have deleted it all. If he drops down and then comes to me and says, I require healing, sure, I'll put a heal dart into you, go, do stuff. Or I'll just throw a fucking grenade at you. And just instantly heal you, maybe heal myself off, maybe put something on my team as well. You know, and I'll pick us all up. Feels good, man. Meet me in the middle. If we have a Lucio and I'm Ana and you're bothering me about heals, sod right off, quite often. Unless I really have the time to do it, or Lucio is 3 freaking miles away. Let's make Lucio a giant novelty L. If Lucio is around here and you are like 3 miles away spamming I require healing, no, fuck off. Come down here, get heals from Lucio, and then go off and do your thing. Go find a health pack. You have the mobility to do it. I'm busy doing other things. And so when you're playing Genji, think about what your supports are doing. Do they have time to heal you? If they do, then fine, press the button and ask for it. If you're in combat or about to try and make a play, want to make a play, feel free to spam it. Don't spam it, just say it once, and then say thank you when you're done. Just hold the button and drag the mouse up this way. It works a treat. And then go off and go kill stuff. Yeah, it just, whatever you do, like, don't take 2 damage and then just jump and 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 expect the Ana to be able to heal you. If you are jumping around, then just keep doing it, because honestly I find that easier. If you are jumping around and then you just suddenly stop and then you start jumping around again, that's honestly when I'll miss more shots, to be honest. Yeah. Also, if I'm playing Ana and you come this way and you need healing here, and then you start doing this shit, which is what I called the guy out earlier for, the hurt feelings guy, feelings hurt guy. Yeah, don't run all the way around me, because if I'm scoped in, especially to try and get instantaneous healing on you, it's a long fucking drag round for me to find you this way, and it's more likely I'm just going to miss a shot. So just get out of line of sight, let me put some healing on you, and then get back in the fight as quickly as possible. Oops. Hey, Macarena. What comp is Genji good with other than dive? He's good with a lot of comps. Like, it works very well with Pharmacy, just in confirming whatever Pharah hits. You can go and confirm those kills. The thing that Genji fails against is like extremely tanky comps, because you just have a hard time killing anything. What they do is just cluster up, and then you can't kill anything. So you're only really going to struggle very hard against Triple tanks, for example, they have ways to cover each other in a lot of ways. They can stop what you're doing. They can shut you down very hard, and you're going to have a hard time getting through their healing. In general, I'd say that Genji is a hero that has high impact when he's played well. He has minimal impact when he's played badly, and you will notice very quickly when Genji is not working, because you just won't kill anything. If you are not getting eliminations as Genji, you are not doing shit. And this is sort of different from Tracer, whereas Tracer can get away with not doing eliminations, but doing a lot of damage and drawing a lot of attention. Genji doesn't do that as well. Tracer does it really well, because she can actually deal a lot of damage doing that. Genji, not so much. So Tracer works a lot better for situations like that. And between the two of them, though, the big thing between picking them, as I'm sure this question is going to come up, Genji versus Tracer. Genji is very good on maps with high ground, Hollywood, for example, like lots of high ground. You can climb up it, you can bounce up it very easily, you can bounce back down and then go back up. It's easy to move around. Tracer on Hollywood has to take the fucking lift and has to go on there and then stand on it for like 3 freaking months. And it takes forever to go up, and then you get up there and then you just get headshot by a Widowmaker and you feel like a complete fool, and yeah, it's bad. So, yeah, bad news bears. We'll go short on the questions today because I'm aware that we're already running quite long because we did 2 videos. Any tips for close range tracking, mostly for Tracer Soldier in close range? Quick play a lot is a good idea. Quick play a lot is a very good idea, just to get used to it. In general, I just say get used to like the adaptation you have to make. So when you jump and you like bringing your crosshair back, just get used to trying to keep on a single point. One thing you could do maybe to practice is if you set up a game with like a spray on a wall or a box on the wall, just some terrain feature, like even this could work. If you just go up to this and you use the O on caution here, and you just put, actually the O on caution is maybe a little bit too high. Something closer to the floor would be better. Also a PTR update. You find something close to the floor that's like a terrain feature that you can just put your crosshair in and use as a mark and then jump around and just try and keep the crosshair stable on that. Is a very good, like, is a good skill to have as Genji, because you're going to be going up and over things and you want to be trying to keep like stable on that single fucking point, right? You want to be trying to keep on that. So that kind of tracking is very useful. Just getting used to how people move. With Genji, I also find it's better to lead the target ever so slightly, just because of the delay. When you press right click, he has to do the animation to throw the shurikens. It's not like an instantaneous thing of the shurikens come out the second you press right click. There is a slight delay in it, so leading the target ever so slightly works a lot better as well. That's sort of what I've found works. The abilities you learn with Genji transfer to other heroes. Actually, let's just go with this one. Well, what tanks are good to go with Genji's dive or not support DPS? Winston, excellent to go with Genji. Reinhardt is bleh, because the problem with Reinhardt and Genji is that you are never behind his barrier. Like, you can combo really well with his Earth Shatter, but he just doesn't do much for you. So if you're running a team lineup based around Genji Tracer, he's just not going to do anything. Zarya is very good because Bubble, like, if you think about how in a 6v6, like us, this is them. If they have a Reinhardt and Genji dashes into the air, Nano Boost goes onto him, so he's fucking Super Saiyan, draws Dragon Blade, and then dashes back down, and Reinhardt just goes boom, and then that's it. Value instantly. Even if he's just hit his own team with it, it's still value. It's still worth trading those 2 ults for that 1 ult. And then their team just kills you and then runs in and wins. So the thing that Zarya does is she adds value to that by just putting a bubble on you, and then you dash in, Shadow goes down, doesn't catch you, you go in, you kill someone, you dash, Shadow goes down, misses you. There's a lot of things that go wrong after the back of that. So Zarya is very good. Also, just Graviton, Dragon Blade is a good combo, so yeah. Roadhog, so-so, again, just he doesn't synergize with you, he just is good at killing things, so helps in that regard. Orisa, not a fucking clue. Bongo is very good with you. I'll say that much. Bongo is extremely strong with Dragon Blade. The pull is somewhat useful if you can anticipate it and you can dash through it, and if she gets multiple people, it's ace, but that's hard to pull off. But we just don't have enough data on Orisa. So the abilities you learn with Genji transfer to other heroes. Is Genji a hero you main or ride or die, ride or die way? Genji is a hero that you swap off, in my mind. You swap off him when he starts working. And I'd say you generally swap off him on defense unless you're feeling super bold and you outskill the enemy. That's not the case, then you swap off him. Does his skills transfer? Absolutely. The projectiles skills transfer, the target priority does transfer. You should also have very good situational awareness. When you're playing Genji, the best Genjis know how to be opportunistic and when to do it. That info is very useful on other heroes. like knowing when the enemy team is weak and when you can start pressuring is a really, really good skill. Knowing when to retreat, when to disengage is also a very good skill. So those sorts of things do, like the meta concepts do, the actual Twitch skills less so. Other than like the obvious in Tracer, I'd say it still transfers somewhat, and there's some overlap there, but Tracer's much more like get in and engage and deal a lot of damage and then get back out, while Genji's much more like pick off at the side, poke, kill. Dragon Blade, kill. Tracer's much like more like get in, damage, kill, get out. Get in, damage, kill, get out. And so they're very different in their rhythm. Surely the added feature of the vertical Genji dash for the ult is more evasive. So annoying to ult and get immediately burst down. It can be, but it's also like, if you think in terms of evasion, sure, like don't just dash right into their face if you can avoid it. Like in the case back here, the Mercy was freaking, like if we draw a floor plan from the top of where she was, we've got like the box we were on here, Mercy was over here, and we just had a direct line of sight to her. Like there was no reason why we couldn't just run at her. There was nothing stopping us. If you're just like front on view, if you're just like this is their team and you're just staring at them, be very careful about just dashing through them, of course, but even then it can be very hard to deal with. But just find an angle to come in from and just dash in from a place, because dashing into the air is not evasive. Dashing into the air is like, oh, I'm up here now, and guess what I'm going to do? My next move is completely predictable as I dash into your team. The amount of Genjis that get nano boosted and get slap darted because they just dash towards me as Anna is ridiculous. I just have to put the crosshair on him and just because he's going to dash right at me. And yeah, so this is not an evasive movement. This is a give me a nano boost, please, in a clean way that I can easily see what my target's going to be. And an enemy soldier and McCree in a high crossfire position in the hangar on watch point. We couldn't displace him with our own soldier and Genji. I would assume that's the Genji's fault. I wouldn't assume anything. Makes an ass out of you and me. What I would say is that that's a very difficult thing to deal with. Having a very aggressive dive comp is a good way to deal with that. If they're cross-firing, that means they're in two separate positions, so you just go and pressure one extremely hard. You just get a very aggro pick, because like the Genji needs something to go with him. He's not going to 1v1 the McCree, he's not going to 1v1 the soldier, reliably at least. And if they get any kind of support, it's going to go badly for him. So it's just a combination of things in that situation. I need to see the situation exactly to give an actual plan. If you're playing Zen and your Genji requires healing, is it wise to pop trans to get him up quickly? I'm sure after you wrote that, you realized how situational that is. Probably not. It depends. If the Genji has an ultimate, sure. If people are also hurt at the same time, sure. If it's just the Genji and he's perfectly safe, no. There's a million things off that. What flavor ice cream is Jimmy's Mouse? I'm sure it's lovely, whatever it is. I'm sure it's lovely, but only in 2 colors. If you're chasing Mercy and can't quite get her, at what point should you just switch targets priorities? I feel like I end up chasing too much a lot. It's usually a sign to me that I've already fucked up. Basically. Like, you've used a dash, and then no one's also got pressure on the Mercy, or no one's helping you get the kill on the Mercy. If you can get someone on the way, then sure. Just because you might need that dash reset to catch up to her. So if, like, you know, if you dash in and Mercy's here, and then she Guardian Angel's over this way, and there's like a 50 hit point target this way, you run this way, you just kill this guy, and then you dash after the Mercy. You use him to basically get a boost. Of course, in doing that, you could be giving her a res, so you got to be careful, because she might not have a res available, so she can't press Q until someone dies. But if they get a one-man res, then that might be okay. In general, like, you want to be getting her first, and you want to be getting her quick. So that's why you want to have the 2 dashes and the blade, or you want to have nano boost and get the dash blade. Either or work, but be very careful about like not getting both of those, unless there are other people also shooting at her, in which case then you might be able to be mobile. Do you think melee attacks should damage Genji through the deflect? I hate that Ryan's giant hammer does not damage him. Steve. It makes sense in the way that, like, if you can parry a rocket, then surely you can parry a hammer. Like, parrying is meant to be done to other melee weapons. It's just Genji dodging it somehow, doing something cool and reflecting it. At least it doesn't deflect the melee hit. Like, I used to push for this very aggressively way back when Genji did more damage than he used to, where deflect shouldn't deflect melee. I'm still honestly surprised that Genji deflect stops Dragon Blade. I thought that it should just cut right through it, but hey. Yeah. Just bad, man. Dragonblade, if you're Zenalt, Zenalt plus Dragonblade is a iffy one. Sound Barrier plus Dragonblade is pretty good because you can just get away with just running around killing people. On like a counter engage, that works well. Transcendence is usually iffy. The reason why it's iffy is because the Zenyatta generally has to make a choice of following you or staying with the team, and universally he's going to stay with the team, so you can end up getting away from your Zenyatta. It's just weak. 360 meg PTR update, yeah. I'll just nip through questions instead of running through them all. We'll take 2 more, I think. Let's go with subject to Omega here. When playing Mercy, I never feel like I can Guardian Angel away from the Genji fast enough. What is the fastest, most efficient way to invade? Is there any point which I should get the pistol out? You should be looking for people, like, in the situations that we described, you know, the inverse is true for you. Let's get this bright ball off the screen so you see what I draw. So, if the Genji, like, you know, we're Mercy, Genji's gone up, he's dashed his way up, and he's drawn his Dragon Blade, and then he's going to dash down on us. After the dash is down on us, that's when we want to be getting away. We want to wait for him to get that dash done, because then if he doesn't get a kill, he has no options. And he can't close in on us anymore. We can just run away from him, and if you really want, you can get the pistol out at this point, and you can start shooting him. But that's when you want to sort of go away, right? You want to be... These are pathetic wings. But after he's used his dash, that's when we Guardian Angel. If you Guardian Angel, like if he dashes in next to us, and we're playing Mercy, and he dashes in, Dragon Blades, and then we dash out, all he's going to do is dash to follow us. And this is why this is so much more powerful, is because he can then follow us in the Guardian Angel. You want to force him into using resources. You still probably want a Guardian Angel in this event, just to buy yourself a second or two, and maybe you can get to someone else afterwards, because your cooldowns will be faster than his, but in this instance, you are probably dead. This is much more certain. So you want to be very careful. You want to try and bait that, you know, when he's in the air, you want to bait the downswing and then get away as fast as possible. The thing you got to be very careful about as well is, like, I get this all the time, like Temple of Anubis. I am notorious for doing this. So Mercies... universally, like, Temple of Anubis, point 2, this is the point. It's not Faceless Void. Yeah, it's the point. Got like a pillar here, bridge this way, right? Faceless Void in a hat. Mercy's universally like hiding back here. What I used to do a lot is I'd used to just poke out and heal someone and then poke back in, and it would just confirm to the Genji, oh, I'm in here. And then the Genji would just like dash in, draw Dragon Blade, and I wouldn't have anyone to dash to because I'm trapped back here, so he would just go and kill me. You either just hide, and then the second the Genji appears, just run and dash and try and get away as fast as you can. Or you might hide somewhere else and just try and bluff it. You know, over here, around the corner, somewhere over here. You get the idea. Be very careful about revealing your position because he will dash right at you. Not a question, but can you play this on stream in honor of Jimmy? And remember that Uniden was a bronze player that the fan voted professional. Is this Uniden? Yes. This is a legendary clip.
Oh my god, that's the last thing Uniden has left. Uniden.
Covered Day9's face.
Oh my god, speeding up.
This is classic to me.
I think you have the bigger army unit.
Let me give context here if you don't play StarCraft. You lose a game of StarCraft too when you lose all of your buildings. These two Protoss players have been fighting against each other, and I know it's incredibly blurry because it's from an old stream. These two Protoss players are basically base traded. So they basically just have two big armies left. All this teal player has to do is find this single pylon.
Down there. And
Uniden's pylon.
Knows there's an attack down here. Oh my god, look at those. So Uniden is going to pull back to defend. He's going to pull back.
Uniden.
Oh my god.
Uniden.
Everything comes down to this. Oh
Uniden.
my goodness. Oh
he's getting
my
into position.
Goodness. Kunro. He's trying to go for it. He's trying to go for the kill. No, he's going to get blocked. Uniden.
The block comes in. He's done it. Uniden.
Oh my god, Uniden's in a slightly better position. He's going to have a bigger concave.
So it's getting... It's doing well.
Kunro has a lot of speed. Zelda needs to reposition that properly. He needs
Looking
to be
good.
Very careful with how he does. He's going to back up. No, don't do that.
And
Uniden.
then he pulls away.
Uniden. No, Uniden.
And then all these units...
Uniden. No, Uniden, dude. Oh no, Uniden. Uniden, why did you pull back, Uniden? It's your only pylon, Uniden.
Uniden.
You had a trust fund all game long, dude. Just pylons and probes.
A trust fund is when you have 1 million resources. I fucking love that clip. I mean, Day 9 is a big inspiration for me. There's no huge surprise there. Anyway, I think that's actually a good point for us to stop. I'll be doing the giveaway in a second, but before we do that, because I'll do that when it's not on the YouTube. Thank you guys for watching to the end of this episode of Coaching the Many. If you do want your stuff in Coaching the Many, do send it into imreviews@gmail.com. Include the hero name and the rank that it is played at. So, for example, these emails were literally called Genji on Nepal 2500-ish. Or, you know, I get tons of these, so hey. Tracer 2800 SR. Anna 920 SR. I kind of want to look at that one, but we did Anna very recently, but I still kind of want to look at it because that's a very low number, which always gets me curious as to what it looks like. Yeah, 1592 Zenyatta, Li Xiangtao. Like, just something like that. Put in the body, put a link to a YouTube video. So these are YouTube videos. Try and record as high quality as you can. Use shadow play or whatever you can. There's tons of tutorials on how to record your footage out there, so go look at one of those. And yeah, send it in, send an email describing some of your problems, maybe a couple of issues you had in that game in particular, why you picked that one. And yeah, you could be on Coaching the Many. I tweet out every single time I'm about to start a broadcast, and I'll usually put in the tweet like a cool picture of the hero and maybe even the rank of what hero it is. So you can usually infer. If you sent in, for example, if you sent in a diamond-ish level Genji, you might have been in today's. Guess what? We had platinums, I think, and a gold, which means I completely misestimated what that was. But anyway, don't care. So yeah, you might have an inkling of who's getting picked. Subscribers have a slight priority as well, so including the total if you're a Twitch sub. So we had 1 sub today, 1 non-sub. Part of why we did 2 is because I wanted to include a sub today, which is Jimmy, who's been around for a long time. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching to the end. Do come by and watch us live as well when you get a chance. That's 10 PM British time, so BST, on Fridays and Saturdays. Thank you for watching to the end. Doodles. Right, YouTube.